This is day 352 of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you would like to sponsor an upcoming share or more of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, it would be very greatly appreciated. Please contact me directly. Today we're doing Siman Reish Mem Va. It's hard to read. Siman Reish Mem Va Yud Aleph to Reish Mem Va Yud Zayin. And they're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today is the 48th. Tonight will be the 48th day of the Omer, and the 50th day of the Omer will be Shavuos and first year. As I said, Hashem Yisborach. Yudav. Ubirad Varmhu. So this issue of the Ramah writing that you can be mafkir, the property which you were mashil to the non-Jew, even in front of three people, because it's not going to, they're not allowed to acquire it anyway. The Rotzel Hefker haven't been a Torah Hefker Afil Shefker Beinu Ben Atzmo. But the Raisa Hefker works even when between you and yourself, as we find according to the Sanhedrin Bitul Chametz is the Raisa Mitam Hefker. When we Rabbanon Tzar Shlosha, the rabbis require three people to be present. Zel Loshen Gemara so parak down in the door. Dvar Torah Afil Bechor Rabbi Hefker Midraisa even one person is Hefker. In other words, yourself. Matam or Bishleisha, why in front of three people? So there'll be potentially one of them could acquire the object and two people testify to that acquisition. For Rabbin comes to many people understood the Rambam said that you need one other person other than the person himself. It means even he himself alone. Well, therefore, according to this, there's no compelling reason to say that even according to the Rambam, one person is essential. Therefore, Taisa was right that in such an example where the non-Jew did not give back the borrowed animal before Shabbos, you can make it hefker yourself in front of yourself. Why didn't they require three people? Because if people find out that this is made hefker, they're going to go and quickly chop the animal and acquire it. Mishabura said that it's best to be mafkir in front of three people, at least in front of one person. So he says, lifnei echad is dafka. But that person can even be a member of his own household. It's based. He needs specifically three people. If Erish Kasav said, but Sham, I ain't Sham, the Tais Sham writes this explicitly. Shabbos Tafil Ches. The nearly time on sees the reason is that it's follows, says Yerushalayim. First of all, came in the Midra Rabbanon, so Shlosha says to me, the Rabbanon, you need three people. Voting for them, you have Kira Beinola Ben Atzmo. If you make it after privately, there's still people can be suspicious that what's going on here, that this animal is in the hands of a non-Jew on Shabbos. Shiomer Shabbat is so some Melech Shabbos are going to say the animal of a Jew is doing Melech Shabbos. That's what the Beis Yosef said. Clearly, not some Isadoraisa. Even doing it in front of one person or even no people, he'll say from the Isadoraisa. Come on, but there's still the prohibition of Marisayim. But that prohibition of Nazai is not enough for us to compel him to do it in front of three people so that he might lose his animal if somebody else acquires it. Well, the Zebra Rabbein Ramah there, and that's Rabbi Ramah comes to say the other you can put and make it in front of three people. Kadeshi Hefker Gamor Mir Rabban, or the Rabban's going to give out Hefker. Isamas Ilo yet. There's going to be a prohibition of Masai. Because three people will obviously let it be known that everything which is done in the Apei Klosa in front of three people as a call. People don't let it know that he was mafkir. Nevertheless, he won't get damaged. Nobody else can acquire it because we are witnesses. It's clear to us. Only so you shouldn't transgress Shvisas Bento. For only that reason. So shouldn't ask. You have this question, which you should ask, which is, what kind of hefker is this? There is an Eitzah, actually, So you mafker only on Shabbos. The hefker is man hefker. K'mosh kos chosh mishnah. Sim Rishon and Gibel Sim Ches. You mafker something for a certain fixed amount of time, at which time the hefker is it falls off. It becomes nullified. Yushalmi Perek Vav Behel Lomdu Min Hefker Mishmita K'mosh B'Yan Rosham. The Yushalmi learns hefker from Shmita, but Shabbos and Shmita is a hefker l'zman. It's temporary hefker. Shabbos ain't other Mashaylis Kosbosh. And on Shabbos itself, nobody else can acquire because it's still in the jurisdiction of the non-Jew. After Shabbos, when they can go and run, get it, then it already reverts to the previous owner, which goes to Rabbeinu Beis Yosef, Zifra Godol, like Beis Yosef writes. So in other words, even though theoretically they can't acquire it, there is no time in which they can acquire it. Rabbeinu Omer, that few little peers came fair. Shlomo says even didn't say explicitly that it's hefker l'zman, and that's why nobody else can acquire it. Can we say that this is what truly he had in mind? Brackets. I am going to develop the guy mafker shlo yiska ba'adam mahani. The Magen Avraham is to say that there are such concepts as mafker almanas and nobody else can acquire it. Though it's not absolute hefker. Much guys mafker says shekel. My prima going to say it for 2 million mode. Some words prima goes words astonishing. So I think I'm right. Says Shalom Duke. Nevertheless, before the fact, preferentially. Also, you can't rent or loan an animal to a non-Jew on the assumption that you're going to then be mafkir on Shabbos. But there is somebody, the Magen Avraham, name of the Bach, who allows you to do this deliberately, preferentially. But you can only rely on this in a place where it's very compelling. Such as where he's compelled by the command of a official to loan out this animal, or to rent it out, etc. Without such extenuating circumstances, to be more heter on the basis of this hefker deliberately. Also, be selling it. So you can't sell it just for Shabbos. You have to sell it permanently. Yudav Zeshka by chametz we sell permanently. We just buy back afterwards. Yudav Zeshka Rabbeinu Beis Yosef. Oh, Yomar behem tiknu yoleinu Yehudi. You should say, or you can say, my animal belongs to the non-Jew. Some people, though, he has to say directly to the non-Jew, my animal now belongs to you. And to be bestowed upon the non-Jew by having somebody else act in proxy for him as a zoichet, that doesn't work. The schia having mitam shlichus, because we know schia is derived from shlichus. Somebody else acting on your behalf is derived from agency. And a non-Jew doesn't have shlichus. You can't ask the Maimani Amira Ba'ama. How does Amira work making a statement? Hello, Amira ain't a Kenyan. To say, my animal is acquired by a non-Jew. It's not a Kenyan. The Yeshlam, could say the kingdom is just saying you. He says it's standing in the non-Jew's jurisdiction, his domain. Automatically, they say my animal is acquired by you. She's not going to look. The Chatzar of the non-Jew acquires him. King Chatzar Yeshua, and the non-Jew has a King Chatzar. Not like one of the questions to be honest, because Shemishma Sim Kuptzar basically you seafood based on Shalom. Fiza Koyasef Shalom Ritzbait said that's a Shabbat Divrei Rabbeinu. Habis Yosef that Beis Yosef works so well. Shadai Bar Mazeh Shalom Bivnei Ein Yehudi. It's enough that a person says it's not for not in front of the non-Jew. But I forgot, and the reason is even though the Ba'inim B'Chol King and Gam Das HaKoyna, you need by every king the acquiescence, the consent of the person who's making the acquisition. Shani Ochashu Gazlan Gomur. Here it's different because we're talking about a case where the non-Jew is a thief. He should have given back Erev Shabbos, and he didn't give back Erev Shabbos on time. Sharei Noim Al Shiva Shabbos. He was stipulated with non-Jew to give back to him on Shabbos. But in Mashiva, he's not giving it back. In Cain, Kavanos Goyzel, the non-Jew has intended to steal it. Therefore, when he says my animal is acquired to you, Logar Miyesh. It's no different than Yesh. And in terms of Yesh can Yesh and Shem Shus. There's Yesh and the Shem Shus. Now here the Shem Shus came before the Yesh, but according to many authorities, that is valid. Therefore, his Chatzar is acquired for him. It says Kenny Orlando Daiti. I know Rabbi Steve Kanyav, she's Kim Kankan, but says it Mitam Acher Dochel is another reason, but he agrees to be says Hakna, he been Ayin Sham, Hakna, Maton. It's good to know that this acquisition by the non-Jew is in the form of a gift. Even if later on you're going to get it back from him. The Mishnah Berurah also agrees with what we said over here, that actually says that you should say in front of the non-Jew specifically. That's not agreeing. Arukh HaShulchan says it works even not in front of him. Mishnah Berurah says it has to be in front of him. Tesvav. Yeshu the some who say the Rak Shabbos and Sunnah Shusas B'Amtenu we're only required to let our animals rest on Shabbos and Lo B'Yontif. It's not in Yontif. That which it says your ox and donkey should rest. That which says you and your animals should not do work. Shabbos Kiv, it's during the Shabbos. Lo B'Yontif. And not Yontif. The only Ksiv Kom L'Chol Sebahem. No malacha should be done on them by you. Allah, don't be a white guy. It's only person going person. Nearly the day of Zugam Shvitas ever Amma in B'Yontif. But this opinion Arukh HaShulchan says, okay, that's the case. And also the Eved or Amma which you have doesn't have to rest in Yontif. The Shabbos TV Yontif. This rest and respite is written about Shabbos, not Yontif. Yes, some say the Yontif Kish Shabbos, that there's also a chiyuv of melucha for a eved or a behema on Shabbos. Uleed Yatan says explicitly, "Ein bein Yontif l'Shabbos, no difference between Shabbos and Yontif. Ela oichel never Shabbat, only preparing food. Shan perek the beitza amuta ein roch v'nagabe behema shus das beito." And my Shalom says explicitly, you can't run your animal because the shvitzas behemto on Yontif. So that's the case. Stands to reason that also the avodim are also to hire out on Yontif. Brings it back and says, Roshal Shem Shlem, I'm going to Avram, Abel Tasi, when Tzav Tzarkes, you can give him his Gimel Ramah. He agrees with the Ramah that there's no Shvisas Payim on Yontif. They says, come and see Tzav Tzarkes, but we're going to see again, Roshal, the Beis says was that there is Shvisas Payim on Yontif. Tesain, Uli Allah, Ish Paskul Isker. From the Allah, those who pass into Aser. The Shuvah says, Shvi Machla, this opinion. Yesh Basret, and there's some say it's mutter. V'dai shal afilu asoyim sheyesh shis bein b'yontiv. Even those who are machlan and say there's shvitas bein on yontiv. Ain't el asos ba malacha asur b'yontiv. It's only do malacha which was forbidden on yontiv itself. From a charisha like plan chayitzim etc. Avlotzila masa b'yontiv, but to take a burden on its back yontiv. V'adei ain't ismi ator. That's definitely not osimi daraisa. Shabbos Yisur B'Shus Rabim, because on Shabbos it's held the prohibition of Shus Rabim and public term for below B'Chatzar and on a courtyard. Much time Stim and Shuf He, Stim and Shin He, like I wrote it there later on. V'Yontiv ain't afraid to say. There's no difference. V'Yontiv Lake Yisur Atzah. V'Yontiv there's no prohibition to take stuff out. V'Yintoymar, we're going to say the V'Yontiv also Gam B'Chatzar, that Yontiv it's also not only in the street but even in your courtyard. Nimtzi Yontiv Chol M'Shabbos. Yontiv comes out to be more Chol M'Shabbos that way. Furthermore, the Hegel Minham Shabbos says explicitly, you can't forbid by an animal more than a person. Father, on the contrary, Behema Kilat Fei Ayin Sham. The parameters of Shvitas Manto are lighter than the parameters of Shvitas a person. And also the prohibition of driving your donkey. Which you don't do any malacha you and your animal. Lo Shabbat is not relevant to Yontif. Let's go into Rashi. With Sfilei holds the Isur Mechamer, the prohibition of driving a donkey. Shakam B'Chatzar is even relevant in a Chatzar. Ram the Ram rejects it because it says Mechamer Eina the Mechamer Eina B'Shus Rabin. Prohibition of driving a donkey is only in B'Shus Rabin. V'chein Kasam Chubas HaRivosh. That's the thing. Meil Gam Zeb Lo Shach B'Yontif. So Mechamer also will not be relevant on Yontif. Mishnah Berurah writes that the opinion that says that Ishvi says Behema on Yontif holds that taking out a burden is also midaraisa. I guess if it's not with Sorech Yontif. Even Arukh HaShulchan goes on and says the Mechamer Leika B'Yontif. Baz basis on Mechamer Yontif. Ayin Sham brackets. The Maribin Mechamer is talking about Mechamer. Because the Shaz of Yontif Shvitas says it doesn't apply by Yontif and by Shemitah. Ayin Sham. Please acquire this Nichol Divrei Shas and Beitza on above on base. Works out well what the Gemara says in Beitza. Sheomer it says B'tam B'Lo Rechmin Al Gabe Behema. You don't know how to run an animal Shabbos. But Gezer Hashem Yachtok Zmora, because you might cut a switch off the tree. A tree to serve as a switch off the tree. Why not say it's also because Shvisas Behema? Shouldn't be Yontif, like Shvisazu. Must be because Yontif there's no such rest and relaxation. On the Gama Rambam, we know Shabbos, Ram also says Shabbos because of Tamashas, he writes the reason of the Gemara that it's because of because you might come to cut a switch, and not because of Shvisas Behema, and it sounds of that he holds the Shvisas Behema because of my Yontif. So we have to say the reason for that is that no sisatzim, because a live animal is considered to be bearing itself even if you're actually carrying it. Shah brings down this issue shvisas behemto. I'm going from the base because of the Perush Shema you say chutz l'tchum, no mechamer inside the tchum. Chem neshu tzar lo. Also mechamer is not so good even inside the tchum because of tzar, which is part of simon. Let's see if Abba is going to explain next step because that makes it something which you should avoid on Yontif. Yudzayin, Chara came and showed him a tuba of Jesus Bethel Shabbos. Since it would seem since the person required to have his animal desist from work on Shabbos, Vayna Shul Tasakam Malacha Asura, the Malacha Asura shouldn't do any Malacha which is forbidden to it, not Surah Lana which is forbidden to us. It can aim on Lanicha Shatamura Sabi Tochal. How can we let animals graze on Shabbos? Sheito Shos on Miamachobar. It's severing the grass from the ground. Good time. No mechaz mishpati aim tanya. It's mechaz says Madioch sharcha b'chamarecha. You should it should rest your ox and your donkey. Hostibu akasav naich acher. The pasuk adds another rest. Lios tolesh mina karka v'ochel. In other words, the umanya nuach for a shor chamor is not to watch television or read a book or whatever. It's to have more grass. So it's like a split in Torah, that's for that purpose. So why you say you have to lock it up at home? That's not menucha for an animal, it's anguish for an animal. Purely, it seems to me, says the Arukh HaShulchan, that's machta ba'amu. Anyway, it's not machta. The loke, if not, that's not the case. We also should say parameters, say Eben Amma. So it says there, be a fesh moscha. The son of your maidservant should rest. And yet, we know that they're forbidden to do any work, just like the owners themselves. And our says here in brackets, "Ain't l'chali ben lashon le'inuach lashon me'inafash." There's no difference when you say inuach in terms of salacha. On that many kenus, this is the way it goes. Says Arukh HaShulchan. The v'adai an animal which has no intellect, lo shach b'es malacha, can't say it's azu malacha. Isra bailing. The prohibition is on the owner. Shua said malacha when he does malacha with the animal. Avli below bailing, both the owner klumar b'davar she'en malacha no gas latzmo, where the malacha is not relevant to him, lo shach b'es, there's no prohibition. Lo chen amu b'shabbos shom amida them is b'em tal gabe asavim. The person can put his animal next to grass because it's not a there's no prohibition of it. But having a slave which has a den, has mindset, has brains, they are not allowed to pluck from the ground. But and the owners are said to pay attention to them. They shouldn't do any malacha while they're gone. But there was also that it says concerning them in the last dibros, that your slave and your male and female slave should be rest like you. Okay, so obviously there's a rest for the slaves. But it says in brackets, Pizza Shema the Drasha Gemara. Because it's Drasha, this idea which we're talking about of Shvisa. Ever of Amma Riba Kosaman, but Ever Amma the person included, and Mimela we learn at the other places as well. But that doesn't seem the preponderance of the opinions of the poskim. Most seem to say it's that it's only the Rabbanan, and not the Raisa. I think that's what you say. Yeah.